Hello everyone, today I will tell you about the film The Watchers. Enjoy watching! Before watching, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'm trying to develop this channel, and your support is the only thing I have. The film begins in the forest. A man in a red jacket crosses it. As he runs, he threatens to bring help, but gets lost and ends up in front of the sign again. It's late, there are flocks of birds in the sky, and the man is worried. He tries to save himself in a tree, but the branch breaks. Having recovered, he crawls to his backpack for a knife, peering into the fog. Then something drags him underground. The story switches to a girl named Mina. She works in a pet store and is tasked with delivering a parrot to a customer. Having brought the bird home, Mina is sad about the death of her mother, which happened exactly 15 years ago. Then she puts on a wig and goes to a bar to meet guys. In the morning, the girl begins transporting the bird. They drive through picturesque places, brightening up the journey with rare conversations and rest at a gas station. Mina does not notice the many notices about tourists missing in these parts. The navigator leads the girl into the forest thicket. There is no mobile connection, and even the radio transmits only interference. There, her car stalls. Noticing a sign nearby, point of no return, Mina takes the cage and goes to check who lives nearby. Having changed her mind in the process, she decides to return to the car, but only completely loses her orientation in space. Mina sees a flock of birds flying through the forest. After that, the frightened girl notices a running woman, ignoring cries for help. Chasing her, Mina reaches a small building that looks like a bunker. Freezing at the entrance, the woman tells her to run faster if she wants to survive, and begins the countdown. As soon as Mina runs in, the woman closes the door. There are 3 people inside. In addition to Madeline, there is a girl named Kiara and a guy named Daniel. Without really explaining what is happening, the locals put the new girl in a row with themselves in front of a mirror wall. They say that the caretakers are coming now. They cannot enter the building and will not do anything to them. The caretakers watch people through a one-way mirror glass every night, coming at nightfall and leaving at dawn. Mina is asked to come forward so that the mysterious caretakers can evaluate the new girl. In the morning, when the mirror wall has become just a window and the bunker doors open, Mina takes the bird and leaves. The others, knowing that she will not get out, let the girl go. Wandering through the forest, Mina sees a figure among the trees, from which she tries to escape. Coming to the cliff, she sees endless forests. Soon, the tired girl is found by Madeline. The woman says that they all tried to get out of the forest at one time, but to no avail. Staying in it for a long time causes hallucinations. There are also landmarks along the perimeter, signs with the inscription, point of no return. From them to the shelter is half a day's journey. In the evening, Sierra dances for the caretakers, while the rest watch TV. In the morning, people go to collect supplies in the forest. Mina goes with Kira. She tells about her husband John, who left 6 days ago for help. She also warns the new girl that if she sees the caretakers in person, she can go crazy. Sierra shows Mina one of the holes leading to the underground caves where the caretakers hide during the day. It turns out that she and her husband ended up in the bunker about 5 months ago. Later, they explain the rules to Mina. Do not turn away from the mirror, do not open the door at night, always stay in the light, and do not approach the holes. The new girl has already managed to break the ladder, at the suggestion of Kiara, and nothing happened to her for it. In the evening, Mina taps her fingers on the mirror and puts her ear to hear something from the outside. Having received no result, she goes to bed, but immediately there is a return knock from the other side. Madeline tells her not to move and let her be examined. During the day, the girl goes with Daniel to the forest. In the process, she notices a strange human figure in the forest fog. The guy has been here for 8 months. Mina finds it suspicious that the rules are based on Madeline's words. She does not trust the old woman and is looking for like-minded people. She takes Daniel to the hole so that he can help her go down on a rope. There she finds various junk, a video camera, a children's toy, and a rusty bicycle. Mina pulls out the bike and the junk in its basket with the help of a rope and Daniel. While waiting for him to throw off the rope, the girl hears a voice asking what she forgot there. A hand emerges from the darkness, but the smoke from the light disappears. Showing the finds to the others, Mina lies that she found them in the forest, and not in the hole where she saw the dungeon dweller. The old woman understands that the girl is disingenuous. Daniel connects the camera to the TV, and in the evening they set it up outside to see the caretakers. However, instead of them, John, Tiara's husband, knocks on the door. Madeline refuses to let him in, believing that this is a trap. To remove doubts, the old woman offers Kiara a test, asking her husband about something that only he knows. John fails the test, but when his wife asks him to show his face on camera, he leans towards the lens. It seems that it really is him, but before Kiara can open the door, something suddenly drags him away. Then something takes the camera, depriving people of an outside view. Madeline tells everyone to line up in front of the mirror, which cracks from the impact. The caretakers express displeasure. In the morning, Madeline and the others go to the hole to dump the things Mina found. In the underground darkness, something drags the bike away. Mina is overcome by flashbacks from her childhood, when, capriciously during a family trip, she imitated her mother. She was distracted by her disobedient daughter, which led to a fatal accident. Now Mina rightly blames herself for her mother's death, and is afraid to communicate with her sister. The girl spends her free time usefully. She studies the forest, making a map of the surrounding area with signs. She records the knowledge she has gained on the floor of the shelter. One day, Mina notices that Ciara went to the hole shortly before dark. Longing for her husband, she wants to jump down. The girls are distracted from their sad thoughts by Madeline's scream. Daniel attacked her and tied her up to leave her in the forest for the night. Daniel runs away. Kira runs after him, and Mina remains to untie the woman. Having reached the bunker, they see a closed door. The guy locked inside does not want to let them in. Madeline leads the girl to a hiding place opposite the bunker, while Daniel and Ciara stand in front of the mirror together, waiting for the caretakers. Madeline and Mina, hiding in the hiding place, see terrible creatures appearing from the forest. They stand near the trees, watching the observation window, where only 2 people are visible instead of the usual 4. The monsters run off to look for the others. Seizing the moment, Madeline and Mina run to the door. They convince Daniel to break the rules and open it. Mina tells about her mother's death to press on his guilt. The pressure on emotions works. They are let in. Madeline understands that breaking the rules is fraught with consequences, tells them to line up near the mirror. At the same time, she tells them that she hid unpleasant information from her comrades. Studying mythology, Madeline voluntarily came to this forest. Here she encountered fairies, ancient creatures that copy people. Therefore, they watch them through the glass, study them in order to adopt their habits. In confirmation of her words, there is a knock on the door, and then Ciara's voice from outside repeats the dialogue with her husband that happened not long ago. Then the voices of the rest of those present are heard, repeating various overheard phrases. Suspecting that the guards want to break down the door, the people prop it up with a table. Having moved the furniture, the prisoners notice a lid in the floor. After breaking the bolts, Daniel finds a hatch with a ladder down. Mina goes down the steps. The others follow, closing the lid just before the keepers break the mirror wall. The stairs lead the fugitives to a well-equipped laboratory, similar to a bomb shelter. Whoever lived here studied the keepers. Mina sees a working computer where Professor Rory's video reports are stored. The scientist talks not only about how he studied the keepers, but also about how he built a fortified bunker, hired workers, and sacrificed them to the monsters. The professor managed to trap one of the creatures in a cage. Mina opens the last video to learn that the scientist became attached to the captive fairy, after which he decided to kill her and then himself. Finally, the professor says that he left a boat on the river near one of the signs. You can get out of the forest by following the direction of the bird's movement. If successful, he asked to destroy his research, which remained at the university. People decide to set out in the morning. Ciara decides to celebrate the last night in captivity by dancing, for which she calls Daniel. In the process, he talks about his cruel father, who beat him. The young man ran away from home before he got into the forest. In the morning, the captives go upstairs. The glass is broken, the door is knocked down. They decide to go to the boat. They follow the marks left by Mina while drawing up the map. On the way, Madeline reminds that the forest will try to deceive them, so you need to be vigilant. Soon they get to the desired sign. Mina gets a parrot from a cage so that he shows the way. The bird obediently flies forward, leading the people. People get to a stone burial ground with an image of mythical fairies. Madeline recalls a historical legend in which monsters lost the war with humans. The walk becomes less enjoyable when it starts to rain. They come across a flock of birds, leaving the dangerous surroundings for the night. It is already getting dark, and the fairies emerge from their holes. The humans reach the riverbank and find the boat left by the professor. They run to it when John calls Daniel by name and asks for help. The women do not notice how the guy has fallen behind. He pulls the wounded John out of the forest, who actually turns out to be a fairy who has taken his form. The monster kills the young man right in front of the women sailing away in the boat, after which it takes his form. Looking back at the shore, they see dozens of other imitators emerging from the forest, dissatisfied with the lost prey. The boat sails along the river all night. Waking up in the morning, Mina sees a bridge with a bus driving across it. Having waited for the next one, the women ask for a ride, still not believing that they managed to escape. Having reached home, Mina accepts the soul and remembers the past, namely the car accident with her mother. The next day, Mina goes to the university. Introducing herself as Professor Rory's niece, she collects his records. On one of the tapes, the scientist says that in addition to purebred fairies, there were half-breeds, hybrids with people who also know how to change their appearance. Looking at the photographs, the girl sees something that surprises her. In the evening, Mina goes to visit Kiara. She shows her old photos of the professor, where he dances with his wife Madeline, who died long before the bunker was built. Mina believes that the Madeline they know is the caretaker with immunity to sunlight. When the real Kiara appears, it turns out that Mina was talking to the disguised Madeline. The caretaker knocks out the mistress and takes over Mina's appearance, intending to take her identity. The girl convinces her that she is not just a fairy, but a human hybrid. Hence her ability to withstand sunlight, her compassion, and the fact that other monsters do not accept her as one of their own. The caretaker changes form, then grows wings and flies away. After this, Mina makes peace with her sister, telling her everything that happened. She admits that she believes that Madeline was secretly watching over her, changing her appearance. The camera slowly floats out the window, showing the girl standing outside. The transformed Madeline, like her relatives, is watching Mina. This is where the film ends.